The heat loss or the heat gain that's associated with attic space, and whether it's insulated or not, can amount to about 10 to 15% of your energy bills. So insulation in the attic is of utmost importance. And it should be in the R14 to R18 value. And R is the resistance to air passing through. So the higher the R value, the more insulation capacity or capability you have. The attic space also needs to have a ventilation capability, the means by which air can flow through it, particularly in the summertime, so that the attic space does not get hot. The most susceptible areas to exfiltration or air leaking from inside the treated space typically are the doors, the windows, seams that are created by a fireplace to a wall, or cracks in the structure that have been created as a result of settling of the foundation. If you discover leaks, sealing them is probably the most effective way to eliminate the leaks. With a door, it's very easy at the bottom by installing a simple sweep. It almost looks like a real thin broom that stretches across the entire bottom of the door, that as you close the door, seals the door from outside air. Windows, on the other hand, you might need to use caulking, and the caulking simply goes at the seam between the wall and the window to make sure that you've sealed off the leaks. You also might want to take a look at the pressure seal at the bottom and the top of the window. If that's broken or damaged, you might want to replace that. In terms of keeping the space in the home at an appropriate temperature level, there are several ways to do that. The first thing you can do is install a programmable thermostat. Typically with a heater or an air conditioning unit, you've reached a point where you say 68 or 70 degrees is comfortable for your family. And most of the time that 72 degrees is a summertime cooling temperature, and 68 is a wintertime heating temperature. Most programmable thermostats today come with a program already installed. And it turns the temperature off or down when the building is unoccupied or at night when you're in bed, and it brings it back to a comfortable temperature setting, the 72 or 68 degree temperature, when it's occupied. If you don't have a programmable thermostat installed, making sure that those temperatures are manually changed when you leave the home or when you return home is just as an effective manner. It just doesn't happen automatically. The kitchen is a real critical place for homeowners to find energy-saving opportunities. There are energy-saving opportunities in our refrigerators, in Energy Star appliances such as the stove or the dishwasher, even in a toaster. With a refrigerator, there are two primary areas to look at in terms of energy efficiency. The seal on the doors. You want to make sure that that seal is doing its job. If it's busted or broken or torn, that seal is not created between the door and the box of the refrigerator, and you lose cold air. The coils are what cause the cold air to be created inside the refrigerator as it pumps refrigerant through the unit. And if the coils are dirty, then the transfer of heat away from the refrigerator is not efficient. So you clean the coils on a regular basis. We have at least a kitchen sink and possibly a bathroom sink in every home. And each of them have a faucet. Now check for drips in those faucets or leaks, and make sure that those leaks are sealed. Leaky faucets to the individual homeowner don't sound like a lot, but if you have one drip per second through the course of a year, that could amount to over 3,000 gallons of water lost. And typical homeowner is paying almost $12 per 700 gallons a year. So you divide, 3,000 by 700, and then you multiply that by $12. You could be adding up to over $100 of lost water by that single drip. The easiest thing for a homeowner to do in terms of saving energy and conserving dollars related to that energy use is to change light bulbs. Most homes today have about 25 to 30 lamps or light fixtures in them. And in most of those you'll find incandescent bulbs, the same style bulb that Edison invented over 100 years ago. Today, the technology has improved to the point you can use compact fluorescent bulbs in those same fixtures that use a quarter of the energy to provide the same amount of light. The energy we're saving when we do energy conserving measures in our homes does two things for us. First, it saves us money, and I think all of us kind of like that idea. The second thing it does is it reduces our need to generate energy to make our homes more comfortable. By doing energy efficient measures throughout the house, we reduce the requirement of a power plant to make electricity. So they don't have to burn as much coal. And every time they burn a pound of coal, 3 pounds of hydrocarbons go into the air, particularly CO2. And CO2 contributes to the ozone problem that we have in the environment. And it also creates smog. So the less we have to make electricity, the more environmentally correct we are.